quantitative explosion of digital data has forced researchers to find new ways to see and analyze the world, and it's about discovering new orders of magnitude regarding the capture, research, sharing, storage, analysis, and the presentation of data. And that's how big data occurred, because it's a concept for storing an unspeakable number of information on a digital basis. So anything and everything can transmit the data. And this data may be saved for reuse after or might not be. And some examples of these that are quite easy to imagine are the websites that you visit, the emails and messages that you send and receive, the applications that you have downloaded on your smartphones and computers, telephone conversations, etc. And some of the examples that do not pop in your mind are things like house alarms when it's connected to your phone, electric shutters and thermostats, but they can be controlled remotely, and of course anything that can be connected to your personal network and the internet, such as GPS, your fitness machines, your refrigerator, TV, or any other gadget or tool that can be connected to your personal network. Therefore, big data refers to a very large set of data that cannot be processed by any conventional database, information, or management tool that we knew so far. It collects information from everywhere. Messages that we send, videos that we publish, climate information that we check, GPS signals that we get, transaction records of online purchases, and so on. Another thing that we need to consider is that it can generate benefits, but also many disadvantages, and that's the reason why the impact of big data trends on society is considerable by many scientists today. Also, there is no precise or universal definition that can be given about big data, because it's a complex of polymorphic objects, and actually the definition of it might be different according to the communities which are interested in giving or getting it, either as a user or service provider. In addition to managing large amounts of information, the designers of big data have set themselves the objective of accessing database in real time for everyone. And what is essential in this case is so-called ThreeV Rule. And 3V in this case stands for volume, variety, and velocity. And the volume concerns the considerable importance of the data that are to be processed. The variety relates to the different sources of this information. And the velocity relates to the speed of collection, creation, and sharing these data. So these three factors must be necessarily considered in order to manage, analyze, and process the considerable mass of information that is circulating around us every day. So big data presents itself as an evolution from which no one of us can escape. And one interesting fact is that the big data does not derive from the rules of all technologies, as it is also a dual technological system. And the technological creations that have facilitated the growth of big data can be broadly categorized into two different groups. And the first one are storage technologies that are driven particularly by the deployment of cloud computing. And the second group refers to the arrival of adjusted processing technologies, especially the development of new databases that are adapted to unstructured data and the development of high-performance computing methods. So for storage and processing, big data uses artificial intelligence, and that will be the topic of our following session on FinTech Online Center.